everybody, time for another tag. So I have still not, this is the 52 tag challenge, or 52 handmade challenge. I've still not got to the first 3, but I've went backward 1 this week, and then I did this one last week. Today is Valentine's Day, February the 14th, and this last Friday she announced that tag number 7 is called Hexis. And what we're going to do is we're going to make some together and just kind of walk through making this little tag. So I am totally enjoying this slow stitching thing. Totally. Okay, so what have I got so far? The second she started designing her Hexis, the first thing that popped into my mind was dandelions. And not the yellow flower, but the, I don't know, what do you call that little white ball of seeds that you blow in the wind and make a wish, whatever. I think it's still a dandelion. Anyway, that's what popped in my mind. So there was a salvage end here that had some really pretty fluff on it. So I cut out the size that I wanted to go on my tag. So there it is. And then I got to thinking that, okay, those dandelions are white, so I'm not going to be able to put white on white because you're not going to be able to see it that well. So I decided to keep my edge, and this is just some textile fabric that I picked up at a thrift store. I think it was in a giant bag of fabric, and that giant bag was like $3. So it had this really cool like flower motif design on it. So I thought I'll just put down my fabric on this green fabric and we'll sew the dandelion here, and then we'll just keep this as a backing piece so that that raw edge shows. I am going to cut some of these strings off. Yeah. Alright, so I've already pinned it in place where I want it to be, and I'm just going to flip it over and cut it. I tried doing a better camera angle since the last video I wasn't happy with. I was in and out of frame, so I hope that this setup is better. Okay, and I think I'm going to leave this weird little end right here. I'll pull some of these out too to make it match, and then kind of trim it up a little. I'll just cut that off, so we need to make it look a little bit more aged. There was a fancy tool that Anne showed on one of her videos that's made to unravel these edges, and I thought, when I initially heard about that tool, I thought, well, what a waste. You can just sit there and pull these little strings and do it yourself. But when she showed how fast that it would make the edges look like that, I was like, I need that in my life. So that looks better. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put this fabric apart. Get all these strings out of the way. Because can't nobody work with a messy desk. I can't talk. Desk. What is up with that? Alright, so to make these little Hexis, you're going to need some round surfaces to trace. I got this. Let me see how big it is. Use this. This is not the most ideal thing here, but it's for seeing how big it is. So this is a 2-inch circle. I think the shot glass. And no, I don't drink. I collect these. My parents get them for me. That one's a little less than 2 inches. And that one is about 1 1/4 inch. And then, let's see. I'm just trying to find some things to trace. That one is about a 1 1/4 inch too. So I'm going to try a circle this size and a circle this size, because I'm wanting a really tiny little hexagon. Like, I even want it to come out about that big, because I want for that to be the head or whatever of the dandelion. So let's pull over the white fabric again. I kind of lay this out. You know what? I didn't even think to grab an ink pen. Let me grab a pencil right quick. I have moved my studio space. It was upstairs. And I moved it upstairs because the basement gets cold during the day. And I thought, I didn't want, or it gets cold at night, sorry. And then it takes it a while to get warmed up. And so I didn't like having to come down to a cold craft area, studio space. But I got to thinking, I have a routine of the morning once I get up. I generally get up, I have to feed my bird right at 9 o'clock because I have to take her cover off of her cage. So I usually get up, feed her, and then I usually will climb back in the bed because we heat with pellet stoves, which is little wood pellets basically. And so the living room tends to stay warmer than the bedrooms. So I get up in the morning and I will bump the heat up just a little bit, the electric heat, to get up warm enough to where I feel like getting out of bed. And then once I get up and I get dressed and stuff, I gotta turn it back down. But so anyway, I cuddle back in the bed with the electric blanket on, and I'll look at my social media feeds, check my emails, watch a YouTube video if there's something I've been waiting on, check stats on my blog, my YouTube, my social media sites, you know, nerdy stuff. And then after I do that, I'll eat breakfast. I usually get up, get dressed, eat breakfast, do my hair and my makeup if I'm going to for that day. And then I'm ready to work. So I got to thinking, if I just get up in the morning, whenever I feed the bird, and just run down here really quick and turn on the stove, then it will be, sorry, my timer. It'll be warm enough to start work by the time I'm up and ready. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been working out good. And the studio, I wasn't able to record upstairs because the room next door was my son's bedroom, and when they play their video games, they are so loud, like holy cow. And then the husband would come in and out. Not that I mind him coming in and out, but if you're trying to record, it's not beneficial for him to come in and then discover that you're recording. So it's working out better down here. But anyway, I said all that to say I don't have all my stuff moved yet. God, y'all, I got a problem with that. Talking too much to get to the point. Okay, so I found the exact center of these. I'm going to mark it with this little dot, because my iron is out in my studio space that was outside, because I was going to do classes before, you know, this pandemic happened. So obviously that's not been able to happen. So I've not went out and got all my quilting materials and all that stuff out yet. And it has been raining here for like a week and a half solid. So when it quits flipping raining, I'll be able to go out and bring some of that stuff in. Okay, so I found the exact center of my 2 circles, and all I did was fold it in half and finger pressed it, and then opened it up and fold it in half this way and finger pressed it and marked it. I don't know how this is going to work without having an iron, so we're just going to see how it goes. So what you're supposed to do is, on that first line, you're supposed to fold it in and meet the circle and press it. I do have a little hand iron coming, because for these little tiny projects like this, I don't see that one of them great big irons is going to be that beneficial anyway. Okay, so we got that piece flattened. Now we're going to bring up this piece. So, okay, so you've got this. Now this is your next corner. You're going to bring that in and meet it to the middle. And press it. And I'm still holding here. So now I'm going to hold there, and I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to pull it into the center. Oh, I can tell where pressing it would be helpful. Okay. I'm finger pressing it. And so now I'm going to move and hold it here. Because each one of these is building on top of the last one. So that once I fold over that one, it's holding this one in place. So when I fold this one over, it's going to hold that one in place. So now, again, I'm taking this point and I'm going to bring it to the center and hold it and just press it. Rotate it. So now you've got something looking like this. So you've got right here is a fold, there is a fold, and here is a fold. So now I'm going to take this corner right here and I'm going to fold it to the center. And Anne shows how to do this on the video, but for how tiny I'm doing it, I thought that I would share in case some folks seen mine and wanted to know how I got them that tiny. So just holding it, and then to take the last one and fold it to the center. Okay. And that is how you get a teeny tiny hexagon. I'm going to put this on it to try to hold it in place. Can you see it through there? So tiny. Can you see it? It's a tiny, tiny little hexagon. So let me see. Oh, careful. Yeah, for sure pressing it would make this thing more stable. Okay. Let's see how big across this thing is. So in US we use inches. So that's what I'm measuring by. So it's 3/4 of an inch across. And if you are a meter folk, it is 2 meters across. So, and that was from a US measurement of 1 1/4 inch and from a metric measurement of 3 meters. Okay, so that's how I got this teeny tiny one. So let's see if it's going to be tiny enough for what I want to do on my tag. I think it will be. Yeah, I think it will. And then I think I'm going to do, so I want to do that one there. And then I'm going to come over, I think I'm going to do 3. So I'm going to do one there and one here and one down here a little bit lower and make them all coming from the same sprig. So I want to draw, I think I'll do that in a minute. So let me pin that in place. And see what we come up with. Okay, that's just to hold that for a second. And I don't know if I like putting pins in them. Alright, so I want to do this one really quick to see what it's going to look like. Y'all, I really and truly don't think I'm going to do this without ironing it. I think I'm going to pause this and go get the iron and do it because I think it'll really make them stay in place better. See if it left holes in my fabric. See, I don't like that. I don't like it. Hey, I got an idea. So these little clips, I'm not sure what their technical name is, but look at that. It'll hold it in place perfectly. Perfectly. Now am I going to use it face up or face down? I think I'm going to do it like that and then put some thingies in the middle. Let's look at a dandelion. Oh, I can't. I got my phone recording. Okay. So forget that. Let's just do this right quick. So I'm on that line, bringing it in, pressing it, taking this one, bringing it to the line, pressing it, taking this one, pulling it to the line, pressing it, or pulling it to the center, pulling it to the line, pulling it to the center, pressing it. Y'all, if you hear my husband's chainsaw, I'm sorry. It has been pouring the rain, and we have been cutting trees, making a new driveway. We have lived in our house for 18 years, and, well, over 18 years now, but 18 and a half years. And we're tired of the driveway being where it is, so we're bringing a new driveway in, and we're having to cut down these monstrosity trees. And before anybody fusses at me for cutting down trees, we have about 8 acres, and we're really seriously only cutting the ones that we have to cut. So I think so far we've cut 4, and I think we've got 3 more. So not like we're, you know, we're not clearing a forest or nothing. Isn't it funny the things that we have to worry about saying nowadays? Like when I was little, people just did what they wanted to do and everybody minded their business. And that wasn't long ago, folks. Alright, do I like the bigger one or the little one? I think I'm going to do the little one. I'm going to do several more of them little ones. Them little clips are holding it good, y'all. Alright, let's open this up. Let's trace 2 more of these. The bottom of my shot glass. Let's see, what state was this one from? I don't remember. I think it was from California. My parents drive 18-wheeler, and so we were young when they started driving, so they would bring us home something from every trip, and mine was collecting shot glasses. So every state they went to, they would bring me back a shot glass. Alright, so y'all seen how I did this. I'm just going to pause this video while I make these other 2, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. I got carried away and I forgot I was supposed to come back and discuss what I was going to do here. So I got both of these flowers, the beads sewn on, and I don't know if you can see that shine, but they're gorgeous. I then got the little bead leaves sewed on underneath here, and it's just with some purple embroidery thread. And then now I'm just creating the stem. I was going to do more of a realistic stem with the green, and then I thought, you know what, forget it. We're going with a purple and blue theme. So this flower is going to have a purple and blue stem. So I'm just doing a chain stitch here to make this like this, and then what I'm going to do is go over it with a little bit smaller chain stitch in the blue. To make these flowers have some stems. I think this is called the chain stitch. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I think that's what it's called. Okay. I do want to do one more, I believe, because if that flower gets ruffled up, that would be a weird place for the stem to stop. So I'm going to flip that flower back and put one more chain here. Yeah, that's better. Alright, now I'm going to come over here, back where I had come out, and tie that one off. So that's part of our stem. Alrighty, so we got that. If y'all hear my wood stove in the background dropping pellets, or hear a weird dropping sound, that's what it is. It's my pellets dropping into my stove. I'll just pull it over here and clip it off to help control some of these tails. I did this without even thinking, and I can't stand it when I do that, but it is what it is. Ain't nobody gonna see it. It's just my OCD-ness. Do you ever wonder about crazy things like you're like, why am I even worried about that? Okay, so now let's do a chain stitch starting here and get this one's little stem going. Go over there, out of the way. Okay. And if I keep getting out of frame, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I need to put some little marks on my table. You know what I mean? So then I'll know if I'm getting out of frame. Because the only way right now I can tell is if I look up. Alright, chain stitch there. Chain stitch here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm doing this chain stitch. You may have already picked it up, but just to be sure, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to show you right-handed. You want to take the piece, the direction that you're traveling in with this chain stitch, and point it to your left. And what you're basically doing, he's barking one up. You have to wait a minute, buddy. You want to twist this. You see how I'm doing this? So it's going this way. And then I'm taking my needle and putting it back down in right next to right here where I had came up a minute ago. And then I'm trying to keep these chains about the same length. So I'm bringing my needle here. If I pull my needle this way, it's not going to be a chain stitch. I have to make sure that whenever I pull this needle, what it's basically doing is it's pulling the thread under here. Do you see? So if I've got the loop over here and I pull my needle up, keeping that thread underneath my needle, whenever I pull it, it ain't knotted. Seriously. When I pull it, it makes that little chain. And if we pull it too tight, it don't look right either. And that one I twisted a little bit, but okay. Golly. Alright, so I'm turning my chain this way. Put my needle in, up where I want it to come out. Pull my needle through a little bit, and there's another chain. So I want to go in one more. Pull it tight. Up. And again, making sure that that thread comes under my needle where it's not going to make the chain when I pull it through. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to tie this, oh crap. I'm going to tie this off, and then when I come back with the blue, we'll put the blue in there. I'm hoping that YouTube is not going to scream because I've got a video going in the background that I'm watching. Might have to do some kind of editing so that video don't pick up or whatever, but alright, got that one done. Tuck this tail in, cut it off. Okay. Alright, definitely needs a little bit more than just the purple. So I need to find some blue embroidery thread. I may put some, whatchamacallit, is that too blue? No, that's a variegated blue. Let's see what it's going to look like. I keep like when I've cut a piece and I've took some of the strands off, I wrap them on this tag and then I just tear it with my finger to have a little place to put it. And then I've got all these different little things of my extras that don't get tangled up. Alright. Find another needle. Alright. Get my knot in here. Alright. Sorry I was out of frame there for a minute, but there's nothing exciting about tying a knot. Alright, I think what I'm going to try to do is I want to see if I can make this chain stitch be on the outside of this purple one. So I'm going to have to be pretty careful about where I get my stitches. So when I pull it, I want it to be a little bit bigger than that purple. Yeah. And I think what I'm going to have to do is come back and couch this down. I'll probably do that in a minute. Let's just do I'm going to leave it big enough to where it'll work. And I'll come back and couch those down. Y'all, this has been the day that I have stuck myself with needles. I seen these little rubbery things at Joann's yesterday, and you're supposed to put it on your needle so that you've got grip to pull it. And I so almost picked it up, and I didn't. And I wish I would have. I think they were called needle grippers. I think that's what they were called. Needle grippers. Okay. So leave it big enough to see the purple underneath. Or do I just want to do it tighter? I don't know what I want, y'all. Let's do it tighter. Make it fit inside the purple. That'll be a less stitch for me to do. So if I can go down here and pull this one tighter. Well, I guess it would help if I didn't pull the purple too. So pull that one. I don't know if it's going to work. It's not going to work. Crap. Okay. So you know what? Forget it. Just forget it. It's just going to be like this. That's all I know. This is a variegated blue anyway, so... Maybe if I make it a little bit smaller so it fits in that purple one. Like when I'm stitching it, you know what I mean? Like, still don't want to go in that little purple one. It don't matter. Just as long as it's got the blue and purple look to it, that's all I care. Because this is some kind of exotic flower. I just made this up. It's got to be some kind of an exotic flower from an island I've never been that has plenty of sunshine and only rain whenever it's night, so that when you're sleeping you can hear the sound of rain, but during the day it's beautiful sunshine. Wouldn't that be lovely? I love the sound of rain at night. I have issues with insomnia, and sometimes whenever I can't sleep, I turn on videos of the rain and put on my earphones so that I don't hear any other noise, like my dog's feet on the floor or my dog's barking in the night. And listen to it rain. Just listening to it rain, rain, rain. Oh, that looks good, y'all. What do you think? I think it looks cute. Still feels a little naked down here, but that's the only 2 of them beads I had. I should have done them down at the bottom. Live and learn, right? Live and learn. Let's see if I've got any more. I'm pretty sure that I don't. Pretty sure I don't. Pretty sure. I don't think them will look good with it. But that's the only leaves I've got. Let's see how it'll look. Nope, that takes away from up here. I think I'm just going to leave the stems like that. Be done with it. Alright, so you see what I'm doing for the stem. I'm going to pause the video again and catch up on some of this so this video is not 4.5 days long. If I could just be decisive about what I wanted to do. Quit changing my mind so much. I don't think these videos would be so long. Okay. Well, we got one done. One stem. Alright, I'm going to work on the other stem and then figure out what else I'm going to do, and then I'll come back and show you. Show you. I think I'm going to jaggy up these edges a little bit to make it match the other side. You know what? At this point, you've seen what I've done, so whenever I'm finished up, I'll just insert a little picture here at the end and show you how it come about and how it finished up. Thank you guys for watching. This was tag number 8. Hexis in the 52 handmade challenge, and I hope you guys will come back as I sew the other ones. Have a good one. Okay guys, so I thought I would do a quick hyperlapse. I have decided that I just wanted to add something else around the flowers, so I'm using some of that same really shiny thread and some seed beads that I used in the center of the 2 flowers, the blue and the purple, just to add a little something extra around the sides of the flowers. Just to give it a little bit more sheen. I thought that the green was a little bit drab. So here it is in just a quick hyperlapse, and then in just a minute I'll add a photo so you can see what it looked like at the end.